Guy had turned and peed outside of his car. I asked him what he was doing, and he said, looking at a frog.
I am marrying that man on the spot.
Welcome back to the OverheardLA podcast. Steph had to go back to New York, but we'll have her on future episodes when she's in LA. I'm Emily. I'm editor at OverheardLA and a Taurus.
And I'm Justyna. I'm the head of history at Overheard.
Very, very. You're giving Mad Men. I just want to ask you what's in your sexy glass there.
That's none of your business. And I am giving Mad Men because I am always mad at men. So just, cosplaying today.
That's a perfect way to say we have a man coming on the podcast today.
We do have a man coming on the podcast. So we'll see.
Okay, we are painfully millennial, which we discuss all the time.
There's nothing painful about being a millennial.
We're millennial and proud. And I wanted to ask you something that I was thinking about a lot because last night was in a situation where there were a lot of boomerangs being taken. And I've heard a lot of critique of boomerangs on TikTok from the Gen Z girlies. And are they dead?
Okay, so here's my take.
Do you have a good take on
Well, here's the thing. I'm very millennial. I'm not on any cusp of any kind.
No.
I am in the millennial genre. But I think boomerangs are out. And so I will, some of my friend group.
I never liked them.
They're just fucking weird. What are we doing? This thing
I
makes
don't want
me.
to see. Well, that's why, because I thought of it with your drink because I thought of people going
Yeah. I hate it.
I hate it.
But what I find myself being is the Gen Z spokesperson, where if I'm hanging out with my friends, I'm like, you guys, that's actually, we have to stop doing that. You are aging yourself by posting that in your story.
No.
I hate it. They're gone. It's time to retire them. They'll come back just like everything else.
What? They'll come back? You mean
in 25 years,
what's
just our
Wait,
my crimped hair.
Is that the way that Polaroids were vintage? How we like the look
photo.
of a vintage photo, and then what's the next generation called? Z?
After, Gen Z, hello.
Yeah, no, after Z. What's the next? Alpha.
Thank you, fact checker.
Thank you, fact checker. The alpha kids are going to come back and they're going to be like, oh, look, a boomerang. It's nostalgic, like what my parents used to post.
No, they're going to be like, have you guys heard of this thing? We invented it. It's a moving photo.
All right. So I'm going to say then this is maybe a temporary obituary for boomerangs. The cup reminded me because of.
No, it is.
The cheersing boomerang, that one's got to go.
My other thing that I do, though, want to talk about in the Gen Z millennial culture, because I'm constantly wearing a version of glasses, is what are they doing?
Oh, the nose thing? Wait, we just talked about this.
I don't get it. It's the
wearing
whole
your glasses really low.
I feel like I get bullied because I'm wearing them too high, and I'm like, you mean on my fucking eyes?
Yeah.
Where the fuck are they supposed to go?
Gen Z has decided that you have to wear glasses from James and the Giant Peach. The worm, and he wears them like this. So Gen Z wears their glasses like that. And if you wear them on your eyes in order to see, which is what they're made for, it's millennial. What's happening on our episode today is we have a man coming to the office.
Okay.
Big time comedian Fahim Anwar is coming.
Woo.
And we're going to talk a lot about, we have to pretend to do some work today. So we have a lot of dating stuff to go through. A lot of people just vented terrible first dates. So we're going to go through some of those, and that's going to be really fun. And maybe Fahim will give us a nice male perspective that we don't need. Welcome to the pod, Fahim Anwar.
Thank you for having me.
Very funny, amazing comedian. You may know him from The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. He has a special called Hat Trick on YouTube, all shot at the Comedy Store, and he was also named one of Variety's top 10 comics to watch.
Wow.
And he's an Aries.
Whoa, that's my biggest credit. Normally I have that at the top of the listing.
Okay, sorry.
But it's cool. It's out there. Yeah.
We have a lot of Earth signs on the podcast.
Oh, yeah? Honored.
Yeah.
Honored to be an Earth sign.
When's your birthday?
March 21st, but Google says March 31st for some reason, and I don't know how to change it. So the internet has it wrong.
Oh, that's some serious misinformation.
But who do I contact at Google to make my birthday?
Who's editing your Wikipedia?
I don't have
You?
one. Here's the thing. A lot of celebrities and actors and people, they make their own Wikipedia.
That's so
I don't want to
embarrassing.
do that.
I'll make one for you if you want.
Well, now it feels like I asked you to do it.
No, you didn't ask me. I offered.
Okay.
I mean, it's kind of recorded that you asked.
Yeah, I know. I feel like it means more when somebody else makes the Wikipedia.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Fans.
I won't do it then.
Yeah.
Do you have fans that stalk you on the internet? Could you just ask one of them to do it? Kind of
Well, then I feel like I'm in too deep.
Yeah,
If I go
that's tough.
look, I've been avoiding you for a couple of years, but can you do me this solid?
exactly when they're you can be well,
There is one thing.
yeah.
No, that's an invitation for bad news. Don't
Yeah,
do that.
okay.
I will make your Wikipedia before that
We literally were
happens.
just talking about fans that get people tattooed on them and how insane that is. So
Yeah, I'm not there yet. Although,
But would you like it?
I don't know. Like, I don't like myself that much for
Yeah.
somebody else to put my face on their body.
Yeah.
I don't. That's such a next level thing.
would you have sex with somebody who had your face tattooed on their body?
That just seems like I'm so analytical. I couldn't, like, even if you're really attracted to them and it's just so easy, it just seems like a whole can of worms that's not worth getting in deeper with this situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's not going to be a clean, all right, that was fun. See you later.
I was just trying to think if there was like a philosophical, like, what is it? Like the id, the ego, and the super
Oh, yeah,
ego
yeah.
analysis
I mean,
here.
but what if it's like, okay, but like, what if you were in a relationship, like you're married, let's call it married because it's like serious.
Sure.
Then they're like, I would like to tattoo your face on me.
No.
Are you into that or no?
Well, I feel like it has to be you get hers tattooed on you and she gets yours tattooed on her. Isn't
God,
it
I
weird
can't
if it's
think of
one-sided?
anything worse. I mean, no, I would never get somebody's face tattooed. So I would be like, yes, you do that, sweetie, and I will be over here.
You know what's funny?
by
Like,
myself.
people will get their girlfriend's name tattooed, and then when they break up, they like do a cover up or something.
Uh-huh.
So if it's someone's face, do they go just make it look like a different girl?
They're like,
Just like, I just made it Dolly Parton. We just moved the eyes
Just change
a
the
little
eyes
bit.
apart a little bit, give her different eyebrows, and we'll say it's a different chick.
I feel like if I got the name, I would not get it removed. I would just be like, I don't know, it's like fine.
No, you can like wino forever it, like the... Do you have any tattoos?
No.
Oh.
And that's like the new tattoos I got. I'm a
I
temple.
know, same.
Yeah. None of us have tattoos. No.
Oh my God.
Well, because I'm not like against it. I'm just too indecisive. Like every time I think I want a tattoo, the next day I want something else. So I'm like, so I can't commit.
I have no idea what I would get. Do you know what you would get if you...
I do. So I've thought about this for a long time and I'm just like annoying. And I do think I'll end up with some because
We should do it live.
Here's my problem. I'd do it live. I don't care. My issue is that I will get addicted. I have an addictive personality. So I will end up looking
you
like
go?
Post Malone before.
You know what's so funny? So, I mean, I was driving here to do the podcast, and this is Venice. Can I put that out there or no? It's not-
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We've
So-
got big fans.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not here that much, but there was a guy with a bunch of face tats, but he looked successful. He had like a button down. He's walking a dog, and I'm like, that's best case scenario when you have the face tats.
100%.
And like when you have the face tats, it can go one of two ways. You're either gonna crush it or your life's over. There's no like
You're
middle
Post
class.
Malone or no.
Yes. There's no
Yeah.
middle class face tattoo guy. There's no face tattoo UPS delivery driver who's like, here's your package. So it's very binary.
Well, you're really committing to the bit if you get face tattoos.
It'd be funny if we all get matching face tattoos after this. Just like
We
a
actually
microphone.
have someone coming.
We have somebody coming.
Surprise.
Dr. Wu is
Really?
here with us today.
Are you really gullible? Because I am.
I am. I know I am.
Oh, because if somebody did that to me, I'd be like, really?
Emily's the most
I'm
gullible.
so gullible.
For a stand-up comedian, like I'm very gullible. It's a problem. I'm just too trusting of people, you know?
Yeah.
Like
It's the cusp
You
in
do have like a very like open, like I'm like, I feel like I could tell you anything. Like you're just like, you have this like warmth to you.
Hey, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys you suss out a lot very quickly. You know, I've only been here like 5 minutes and you're like, look, you're a warm person. Here, hold a crystal. I'm getting vibes.
I mean, seriously, hold whichever one. Apparently, the green one is what for money.
Yeah.
I want that one close
I know.
to
All of us are.
It's just the whole podcast. I'm like,
Let's all snort the green one, and then what does the pink one do? Just
Pink is like rose quartz. That's like a heart one. Malachite is the money one.
see,
and
she
then-
actually like knows the names.
this is your Magic the Gathering, pretty much.
I was offended by the Wiccan line in your stand-up.
Oh,
No, I'm joking. But your stand-up was actually incredible. Like, first of all, great idea. The hat trick is amazing.
Oh, thanks.
Oh,
Wow,
yeah.
you actually saw it.
And
Thank
as
you.
a little promo, yeah, you have a special called Hat Trick, and tell everyone where they can watch it.
Yeah, so I directed it myself. I self-released it on my YouTube channel. So it's called Hat Trick. I filmed it at the Comedy Store. And so it's just capturing a night of operation at the Comedy Store where there's 3 different showrooms. So I start in the OR, which is the original room, and then I do a set in the main room.
The
and
OR
then
sounds like operating room.
I know. So, and then the belly room. So you see me do all 3 showrooms, and I do like 15 in each of them. And it really, if you've never been to the Comedy Store, it really gives the vibe of being there on any
It
given
felt
night.
very behind the scenes.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
I like really
It's cool.
enjoyed that.
Yeah, like Tim Dillon's in it, Quentin Tarantino's in it.
That was
it's like
crazy.
so.
I was like, is that Quentin Tarantino?
That was bananas because like I'm just trying to do my special and capture some good sets, and that's all you can ask for as a stand-up comedian. And then just randomly as fuck, Quentin Tarantino catches my set in the original room. And then he catches me outside, and we have it on. I didn't even know my camera guy was rolling for the conversation because I happen to be mic'd up because I'm doing
of your life was
kind
filmed.
of. It's like very slice of life, and I had no idea it was recording. And he comes out and he's like, "I want to talk to the cool guy," and then it captures this conversation between me and Quentin Tarantino and some of the other comedians. And he's a big comedy nerd too. Like he used to come to the store in his early 20s and watch Kinnison, and so he knows that place pretty well. And he still pops
cool.
in every now and then.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked it. Wait, I do want to unpack really quickly before you moved on why you were offended by the Wiccan thing.
I was just
Wiccan?
joking. No, obviously I'm not Wiccan. What the fuck?
I don't know. You surprised me.
No
Like,
offense
I'm
to
a
the
witch.
Wiccans.
This is an ambush.
That was a really funny
You just cast a spell
I
on
have
me.
cast a spell on both of you bitches.
Well, she's got her tools. Like,
That's
I don't
true.
know.
Why are you acting like these? I brought these. I didn't bring the fucking crystals. They're at the office.
Yeah, but you know the names of all of them and what they do, which
Listen,
makes you more powerful than me.
I'm enough woo-woo where I can like pass at a party, but like definitely not like fully committed.
We were talking about dating a lot today because like
Sure, yeah.
people have been sending us some crazy dating stories. They're kind of always oversharing dating stories on our account, like whether or not we ask. So I don't know. Just curious on your perspective. Like tell it. Okay, are you single? Are you on the apps?
I'm on
What's
the apps.
going on?
I'm on all of them.
Ugh.
There's a hierarchy.
Is there a secret comedian one that we don't even know
No,
about?
no.
I want farmers only.
Farmers
That's
only?
the one
Yeah.
I'm interested in.
Justyna wants a farmer, man.
I want a
Let's be
farmer
real.
so bad.
I want to do this joke that like farmersonly.com, like the white is implied.
Oh,
in farmers only.
100%. I've never done an app. I've never done any
Really?
website.
Wait, what?
It's not for me.
No, you did Bumble.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you just had a fake. She had a fumble.
I had a fumble.
She had a fake Bumble.
But that was for work
For our work,
purposes.
yeah.
I was not matching with any. I was like research.
That's great to hear as a guy. Just like I'm
I
building a case. I was just doing research.
She literally had a fumble to send people to the FBI.
Guy's like, you have any brothers or sisters? And he doesn't realize that he's a lab animal, pretty much.
No.
I think she's really into me, and you're just like, you have yarn connected to things.
Justina's
and-
just been collecting data.
Yeah.
When I was on the apps, it was just like if a guy didn't have the chat, like if there was not a funny or if there was an office quote on his profile, like out. Like it's really important.
Like that's what she said, just for all of them. Like,
Okay, but I did take over one of our coworkers. I took over bleep this name out Hinge recently. No. Also bleep
You keep
that
the
out,
last
please.
name in, but you just- you
bleep it
just-
out.
No, it's definitely not her last name.
oh, I didn't even, I didn't even hear. I thought it was her
That's
real last
actually the name of a Finsta.
But the responses were off. Like, men are not funny. No offense, you are
Sure, I
funny.
get it. We're
but
working
like,
on it.
They were like, "Hey, and I'm like,
That's why it's
what
so
are you
easy to
fucking
filter 'em
talking
out,
about?
'cause
Like, why am I here?"
most of them are not funny. But if one has like a funny line or like good chat, then it's like, oh.
But like one, like that's exhausting. Like, call me when like you get like 5 fun things to say. Like,
But here's the thing, because we have 2 different vantage points. You
yeah,
lovely
tell
ladies.
me. Yeah,
you know, like,
please.
you can, I want to have a moment or two just getting a sense of the personality and then move it to in person. I don't want to do an improv
I
101
have
class.
for this. Yeah.
I'll go for number after we have a few moments or whatever. And then sometimes it's too early for some and like, okay, I don't have that time. Like, but I'm going to go for number after we have a few moments.
Okay.
And then I want to meet up. I want to do breakfast. I want to do drinks. I want to do
Yeah.
dinner, something.
Breakfast.
That's my move, you know? That's my, yeah. Here's my thing. Okay.
Please.
Oh, I'm locked in. This is
I
this is
wanna
my
know.
life right now. You know what I mean? This is advice to guys out there. Breakfast is an unsung hero. Everyone's going for drinks because they're like trying to smash. They're trying to do a Hail Mary. They're trying to do everything in one date. They're trying to, and you know what I mean? They want to hit a home run that night. It's okay. Breakfast is, here's why I love it. There's no stakes attached to it. You're not going to smash when the sun's out at like 11 a.m. or whatever. It's purely, you need sustenance anyways. You need a meal. You get to know the person. And if you vibe, and you've laid down, she just wants to know you're not a murderer.
So true.
And you could smash later that
You
night.
can smash later. There's plenty of like nights.
I do like that you guys are like opposed to the like daytime smash. Like, I would like to go back.
I just feel like that's a harder.
Oh, it's definitely harder, but I feel like it's not impossible. Like,
Sure, but you think like a first time meetup breakfast smash, like those eggs were great. Let's go back to my place.
I actually hate breakfast food, so I'm like kind
That's
of just
called
like
a grand
struggling with
slam,
it. I was gonna
actually.
say. There is by the way, our first date segment, lots of Denny's dates. So you're onto something.
I fuck with Denny's, but like I would go to a better place on a date, you know?
Where's your go-to breakfast date spot in LA?
He can't blow up his spot.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, yeah, actually, I don't
What are
wanna
you
do that.
talking about?
You got it.
Every girl's a rose. What are you talking
Oh,
about?
everyone's gonna show up and start editing your Wikipedia and shit.
I know. The worst. You ever been sitting next to a first date? I always feel like you should be refunded.
I love
like
hearing a first date.
I don't. I get too much anxiety. Like I feel like I'm on the date, even though they're sitting right next to me.
I love that.
Because the guy's just like, oh yeah, I just graduated. It's just like so much nervous energy, and I'm like, I can't be seated next to this. This is ruining my day.
I love it.
I love it.
Every week at the farmers
Really?
market, I see at least one like farmers market date meetup where it's like you hear them walk, which is I don't know, for some reason farmers market first dates seem to be really common right now.
Like the walk and talk. He has a peach.
And I hear them walking and I hear like, so yeah, I went to school here and I did this, and I'm always like, oh, he's doing good. I don't know. I love it. But
That's
we
funny.
also work for a company all about overhearing people, so I would assume
right.
that we have to like that.
We're just nosy as fuck. We're just like constantly listening to people.
Well, that's what like my dad thinks my entire job, because he doesn't really get Instagram. I love you, but he doesn't get Instagram. And so he thinks my entire job is just like sitting in different places in LA and like
And
going
doing
like
this.
this.
dying.
I just imagine you're like at brunch spots with like those satellite things and the headphones on,
Yeah.
and you just have sunglasses on.
We're coming to your next date.
I want to make an entire spin-off podcast that is just parents explaining what we do.
Yeah, you're kind of like gossip spies. You're like CIA, but for like just hot goss.
Well, no one knows who we are, so we just sleuth through.
You should wear masks during the podcast and just like, so like I overheard this one day. The guy, we're everywhere.
We should do like voice
love
changers, because when people like meet us, they're like, oh, that's it.
You're the girls.
You overheard LA? I'm like,
They are like looking for like Jesus Christ himself, and
yeah,
I'm
I
like,
don't
I'm
know.
so sorry to be.
I don't know
a
what you
downer.
built up in your head.
I gotta go back to the prompt.
Oh,
Oh, I was like, are you texting your date now?
Yeah, I'm setting up some brunch dates right now, guys. Don't mind me. I'm just okay.
well,
We'll
he's
do
making
Denny's
a
and
reservation at IHOP tomorrow.
They don't
No,
know.
they fill
I
up.
have like 4 breakfasts that I have lined up. I do IHOP, and then I go Denny's, and then I do a cute brunch spot in Sherman Oaks, and then
What about like a Cantor's in there?
yeah, why not go over the hill for it? Because I'm in the valley. By the 4th breakfast date, I'm just like,
That's why you're not smashing daytime.
Yeah.
It has
Yeah.
nothing to do with the time.
here's my prompt. It says, what if I told you that? That's the prompt. And then
Okay.
you write whatever.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
then I write, I used to be an aerospace engineer, but tell jokes for a living now. So that's a little slice of, I like putting that in there for
Is
people.
that true?
It is true. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
so you're like, so I'm really smart.
I guess, but I like people knowing that I'm not just like a Hollywood guy.
Yeah.
I had a real job. I have an engineering degree. That's like different.
Wait,
you know?
you're an aerospace engineer. So
Yeah, I worked at Boeing for a few
I'm gonna
years.
sound stupid. Does this mean like
Planes,
planes or space?
planes.
Planes, trains, and automobiles.
Yeah, whenever they go rockets, I go, you give me too much credit. We stayed in
we-
the atmosphere.
Oh,
I don't do that. I don't do
wait,
that.
but I love like a nerd joke. Like that probably would have worked on me.
please.
So,
We stay in the
so
atmosphere.
you're not in Space Force.
Yeah, but I mean, that's because when you see comedian, you have
Comedian's
assumptions.
a tough one. Yeah.
Yeah. Or actor.
No, actor's awful. That's like, yeah.
That's just comedian with a fedora, pretty much. And then another prompt it says, do you agree or disagree that coleslaw and potato salad or any salad that is not real salad kind of sucks? Just whatever.
That's
I get
fair.
people's opinion on.
Is that your hottest take?
I just hate
Coleslaw?
just mayonnaise salads. I don't like.
You said you don't like potatoes?
I don't like potato salad.
neither.
Or
Oh, I thought
you.
just like potatoes as a genre. I was like,
No,
that's a problem.
I hate potato salad, egg salad. Like it's not a salad. It's a cream.
yes.
Well,
thank
obviously
you.
it's not a
Definite.
fucking
No,
salad.
but it's gross.
gross.
Like,
It's
why are you
creamy,
putting
it's
mayonnaise in a bowl
cold.
with food?
I
that I'd
disagree,
rather eat
but that's
without mayonnaise?
because like I'm Polish. We make this thing called sałatka jarzynowa, which is like vegetable.
Say that 3
but
times,
it's,
Maya.
it's a
Okay,
vegetable salad
impress us,
and it's
bilingual.
so good. Well, that's all I have.
But that's not
It's my only party
yeah,
trick.
I just mayonnaise themed egg salad, potato salad. Mm.
I disagree with you guys.
Do you have any other really hot takes on Hinge that like fire people up?
No, but I've noticed this thing just like in dating this time around. I was in a relationship for like 3 years, so it's interesting. I'm older. I'm more successful now than before I was on the apps, and I think before, no
You're
matter.
on Raya now, so
I'm on, yeah, but I mean that's its own thing as well. Everyone's an actor. Everyone's a
Yeah.
model. Everyone and.
that just seems like such a douchey pool.
Yeah. Sometimes
Anyway.
you'll get a medical person, or I like the people on Raya who have real jobs. That's
Yeah.
kind of the
There's-
needle in a
Are
haystack.
there doctors on Raya?
They're very few, but sometimes they slip in there and it's great.
It's actually really impressive.
Yeah.
That's so LA. Like,
But I've reached this point now where I can kind of see people I think when I was younger, you wanted to convert everything. You know what I mean? Like, even if you're being disrespected or this person's gonna be kind of weird,
You
you'd be
wanna
like,
make them like you, no
yeah,
matter
you
what.
just wanted to be liked.
I saw this thing once where like a girl like got like 3 guys to come to like assemble a bed for her or
Oh, I saw
something, and I'm like,
that.
that's fucking crazy. Like, why the fuck would you stay? Like, if I'm the guy, I show up, I'm like, what the fuck are you, like, what? But I mean, if the guys are staying, like, I guess like keep your business open, girl.
Yeah.
TaskRabbit is expensive. Cost me a lot of money to get my art hung the other day.
I have self-respect. I'm not gonna build your coffee table.
No.
There was a time.
On
No,
like
I'm
a
just
third
kidding.
date though, or like,
Yeah, that's
You
a
are
third
an
date.
engineer. Honestly, you're probably
Sure.
more qualified.
That'd
yeah,
be
right?
funny.
Like you were the perfect person to help me build my fucking coffee
Yeah,
table.
it seems kind of overkill to get an engineering degree just to put together some IKEA furniture.
I'm offended that you think my coffee table is IKEA.
How do you feel about people trying to set you up?
My hair's stuck in my earring. Sorry.
Are you pro or are you for it or against it? When someone tries to set you up, are you open to it?
Yeah. Neutral. I think it depends on the situation. I hate it when it feels like my other issue is I've always hung out with people older than me. And so everybody in my friend group is married. And so they're like, oh, we found you somebody. And I'm like, great. Like, tell me about him. And they're like, he's a man. And I'm like,
He has a pulse.
Is the bar pretty low? They're just
He is
like,
a boy.
so I'm like, well, like
he has a
anything
car.
else? Like, I'm like his hobbies, like what? And they're like, I don't know. He's like cute. And I'm like, okay, so you're just trying to set me up with any man just so like I fit into your cutie little like double date situation. Like that's where I'm
Well,
like
also people
struggling.
then take a lot of pride in being like, I set them up. Like people really want that.
I don't know.
Like
I'm
that,
just
that
like,
win on the board. Like I did this.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's different for guys. Like none of my friends are like, let me set you up with like, you know, like,
This thing happens when they want to set you up. You can tell who they have a better friendship with depending on who the least attractive person in that setup
hilarious.
is. You're like, oh, this is how you view me.
Yeah.
Like you're doing your other friend like a way better.
Assault.
Like if I'm gonna draft you off to this person,
Yes.
then it's based
like
on where I view
if
your
you
hierarchy.
you're like, I want to set you up, and it's this like Victoria's Secret model, like, oh, they love me
Yeah.
so much. But when it's the opposite, you're like, oh, I'm pretty far down in the friend pool. Yeah.
Well, since we're talking so much about dating, first dates, blind dates, as you know, we have some work to do. We asked our audience to send in some like dating nightmares, dating horror stories, first dates especially. We got an overwhelming amount of answers. Some of these we just kind of want to unpack. I want a male perspective on some of these because they're all from a female perspective.
Okay, yeah.
Compared my boobs to our waitresses, left our date for a quote unquote landscaping emergency.
what's a landscaping
Yeah.
emergency?
Yeah, what constitutes a landscaping
The
emergency?
grass is growing abnormally fast. They
Like,
need
your
me.
sprinklers came
They're
on.
outnumbered.
But also compared the boob size to the weight. What?
Met up with a guy who asked me to go home, not for sex, but to punch him in the face.
Yeah, I'm in.
Kink? I don't want to kink shame.
I just want to like, sure, why not?
Would you, Fahim?
What? Have
Punch
a
a
girl punch me in the
girl.
face? Maybe if I need like dental work and I can't afford my teeth to be extracted.
I thought Emily was suggesting you punch a girl.
App date, undisclosed app, but showed up wasted, didn't know my name, and then took his false teeth out.
Why?
I don't know.
Yeah.
At the restaurant?
The first two make sense. Like I've gone on dates where the guy showed up wasted.
I thought you were going to say false teeth for a second. Like, look, I've been on first dates where the guy takes his teeth out.
Well, it's like, what about Invisalign? Where's the line?
Well, you have to when you eat. That's
Yeah.
why that's the other problem. That's why I don't want to go to eat because I'm like,
I wouldn't mind that. You just pop out your Invisalign.
brought to you by Invisalign.
Here's the thing. If a girl is hot enough, do you really mind anything?
That's true of everything, though.
But I agree with that. Like, I don't care if a guy pops his out. It's just like weird.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Oh.
But I think I'm like just like not weird about shit. I think I'm like very Midwestern in those moments.
Guy had turned and peed outside of his car. I asked him what he was doing, and he said, looking at a frog.
I am marrying that man on the spot. We are
There's
getting
somebody
married.
for everybody.
You know what I love is that it's such a blatant lie, and you can hear the stream of piss while he's saying, "I'm looking at a frog."
I love that so much.
That's yeah.
That's the best.
See, my immediate reaction was like, "Oh no!" And you were like, "I love him."
Because
Call
that's
me.
so funny. My
There's
shit
somebody
is like
for
when it's so
everybody.
like ridiculous. Like,
Absurd.
what are you gonna do in that moment?
Yeah,
Except
but I
for
don't want to
laugh?
see you pee on a first date, unless it's like an
I
emergency.
again have like no issue with that. Like I'm like, go piss, girl. Whatever you gotta
I
do.
mean, okay. I don't know, Fahim, I want to hear. These are all from
These
women.
are almost inspiring, just like as a guy, to know like, oh, these are moves. This is where.
Are you gonna pee and blame it
Well,
on
these
me?
No,
are
but
the worst first dates,
sure.
just to be clear.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
wait, I
far
want to
away.
clarify. These are nightmares.
That's not
Well,
what's happening on your first date.
No, not at all.
Oh,
But
okay.
like, if
If this is the bar,
if
you're
people are doing
okay.
that, I'm
Yeah.
well within the boundaries of what is acceptable. It feels good.
I would like to go back to arranged marriages. That's what I'm looking for, is an arranged
All right.
marriage at this point.
Again, Poland, like.
It's kind of nice
But
to like
they weren't
take.
arranging marriages. Never mind. Yeah, they were.
No, I mean, it does take some of the work out.
I do think that there is something to the
Arranged
point.
marriage.
I don't agree. Obviously, I don't want an arranged marriage, maybe. But like, there is something there with like, you can learn to like people. Like, you can learn to like, I just feel like we're like too far from that place. Like, we have too many
We're too
options, like
picky.
you were saying.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like everything is, it's too much.
I think we want a turnkey marriage and relationship.
Yeah.
You just walk in like perfect.
Yeah,
He has
exactly.
the perfect hair. He has the perfect build.
Well, also
Yeah.
people expect that like the right person for them is going to be like the exact perfect match in every single way, and like that's not real. Like the real relationships are like you're not going to be perfect for each other in every single way, but also people like think that, and yeah, because there's so many options, they can be picky, and they're like, well, I might as well keep looking until I find that person, and like that person doesn't exist. You got to settle for Mr. P Frog instead.
Yeah.
And that's not settling in my mind. Like,
You could learn to
I
love
would
him.
I'm not even learning. I already love him.
Trying to think of a way to land that plane with like kiss more frogs, Prince
Yeah.
P on the side of the road, and
I will kiss the prince who peed on the side of the road looking at the frog. Like, I love it. My favorite was, he said to dress up, so I thought we were going somewhere fancy. He took me to mass.
Ooh,
I love that.
That's a big yikes.
That's so funny. You show up, all of a sudden it's like, hello, we're going to confession.
Did he play it cool? Like, and where's something nice?
I'm taking you out tonight, baby.
Taking you out tonight.
What if you misinterpreted that as like wear something nice?
Yeah,
you
you're
wear like
like-
some sexy lingerie because you think
lingerie.
you're gonna smash.
Yeah.
And then you go to mass
To mass.
instead. That's a pretty good one.
I mean, I would like that. I'm into it. Let's find out what's going on here.
again, call us.
I just don't think, I don't know. None of these are like bad dates to me. It's just like a weird date.
Or just like horrible things like he threw up or something like that, which granted. Oh, what do we think about? Okay, there were a lot that were like, oh, mom called in the middle of the date. After dinner, we went to his parents' house because he missed his dog.
Immediately,
Like,
yes.
I take no
Immediately
issue with
marrying that man. What's the problem?
There's no issue with that. To
I
me.
mean, I mean, in all fairness, like, you know, you don't want to like maybe meet the family day one.
On day one,
But I do
yeah.
want to meet the dog. So like, I might just
But also, like, I'm fine with a guy who has a good relationship with his family.
but he's like bringing you home to his parents night one.
Yeah. Okay. I think these all just depend on the person, which is how the it conversation comes
Right.
down. It's like it depends on the person. Because when you really like someone, you like everything about them.
Also, like Brad Pitt bringing me home to meet his mom and his dog.
Sure.
Fucking great. No problem. See ya.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah. Imagine Brad Pitt like peeing and seeing a frog too.
Can
call
you
me.
imagine Brad Pitt just looking over his shoulder like, I saw a frog?
Like he's preparing for a role or something, that even though that made no sense.
Oh my God, dying. I liked this one. She put me in a headlock instead of kissing me goodnight.
Well, that's hot. Well, that's on par with the punching as the king.
punching.
We need to put these other people together.
I know.
There's kind of
We could do a
is
matchmaking
this a misconnection
service.
situation.
Yeah.
There's kind of like a. I know. I want to figure out. Is this an app? Is this how we develop an app?
This is just like for stunt doubles or
Oh
something.
no! Now we're a bunch of like those startup people in a room being like,
This is an incubator. This podcast is an incubator.
We got the
Jesus.
light. We got
Yeah.
the, you know, where it's like, okay, so if you like being punched, if you like being
Being
headlocked,
headlocked. Yeah.
we just need like a little wall.
Do you guys have deal breakers though? Because I don't think we ever went back to that.
Oh, I do. Yeah, I love hearing a good deal breaker.
Is a Disney adult a deal breaker for either of you?
Yeah, I mean, not somebody who likes a Disney.
There's a
movie,
difference.
but somebody
Yeah.
who like
Wants to go there.
somebody who hasn't like an annual pass and goes like once a week to Disneyland as an adult. Like, yeah, that's kind of a deal breaker for me. I'm sorry, Disney adults. They're gonna come for us in the
Sure.
DMs, but like,
There should be an app for them where they can meet other Disney adults.
There is. It's called
Really?
the Disney app.
It's because it's called Disneyland.
it's called just going to Disneyland. Yeah.
They do the IRL meetup.
Do you have any deal breakers?
Oh yeah, I did the Burning Man one. I think.
Oh,
I
Burning Man
guess.
is real.
Yeah.
I feel like that, no offense to the Burning Man people, It's a thing. It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. I have nothing against it, but it's just like such a different lifestyle.
It's different. Like
Yeah.
it's the rest of their
It's kind of
year
like
is like
Disney
lived
adults.
different than like ours.
How, I mean, in a Venn
That's a pretty good,
No, like in a Venn diagram of Burning Man people and Disney adults, what's in the middle? Spending a shit ton of money on something you might not want to do. Like
That's
it's
actually
like a
really good.
culture.
That's a
Yeah.
t-shirt
Yeah.
idea. Thank you. We're gonna release our merch
So
next
Burning Man
week.
is just like dusty Disneyland.
I've now
adults.
offended two massive groups
Yeah.
of people.
Yeah, it's Mad Max, Disneyland.
I'm gonna go on
adults.
private now.
This podcast is brought to you by Disney.
Sorry, Bob. Iger.
I had an. Thank you for clarifying. Who the fuck?
He listens. You know.
I'm dying.
What is something that you think is massively overrated and something you think is massively underrated
In LA,
in LA? Yeah.
the fear in your eyes right
I
now is
know.
wild. It's like a very broad thing, but think
Well, I
of
feel like
anything.
underrated is breakfast dates. You kind of answered that. for
Underrated,
us.
yes. This is
Which
a
I
public
fully
service
agree.
to every guy. Breakfast dates will change your life. Don't swing for the fences every first date. Lay down some track. If you like each other, lay down some track. I'm telling you, like so much of dating is just proving you're a cool guy and not a murderer, and they feel safe, and then they can meet up another time. So do a base hit a double, do breakfast.
You learn a lot about somebody by how they order their eggs.
Yeah.
What's your go-to breakfast order?
Like I'm basic, like scrambled eggs. I'll do a breakfast burrito. I like a turkey option, like
That's
a
pretty
turkey
hot.
bacon or a turkey sausage.
I think breakfast burrito is hot. That's a good
Breakfast
Yeah.
burrito
It's a good
is elite.
choice.
That's the only breakfast.
Yeah, like if a guy
option.
orders a breakfast burrito, I'm like, we're gonna smash.
but not in the daytime hours.
No, not in the daytime when it gets dark.
But I'm just still preaching breakfast dates here. So, like once you take sex off the table or like that tension and all that, and it's just a vibe thing, now you're kind of in a position of power a little bit, or it's more equal for the guy.
Interesting.
Because I think when these nighttime dates, the women hold all the power, whether it proceeds or not, or this tension.
There's not like a are we gonna fuck?
Yes, you've removed that completely. So it's all conversational and personality. And if you have a personality and you're a normal person, it's like it suits you better as a guy, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, massively overrated.
Massively overrated. I mean, I could be wrong because I haven't done it a lot, but I mean, like Runyan, I think
You're gonna
is
be like
kind of.
anal.
I haven't done it a lot,
Yeah, I haven't done it a lot.
but I'm not opposed.
I'll say that too. Yeah, I think
Okay.
that's.
Sorry, back to Runyan.
But yeah. Yeah.
Runyan?
Runyan.
Yeah. That's fair.
It's a nightclub trail, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's beautiful.
What about a workout date? Where do you guys stand on a workout date?
Like a hike date. Here's the thing about a hike date. It depends where. Because if it's somewhere with like no cell service, middle of nowhere, that's like murderer to
well,
me.
no, that's terrifying.
But then Runyan is like,
Middle of LA hike.
Runyan's good for that, I will say. I don't normally like hiking Runyan, but if I'm going to go on a date, I want to know like I can get out here really quick.
See, but I would argue that Runyan's too long to get out of. Like, I feel like I need a shorter trail to get out of.
Have you gone on like a hike or workout
I don't
date?
like those. I know
Yeah.
you girls like really like doing farmers market or here's my thing is I
Back
like
to breakfast.
well I like how
knows what he
easy
likes.
I like how easy a meal, drinks, breakfast is.
Yeah.
And also so much of life is eating with someone that's like 90%. You're just like if I can enjoy your company,
true.
just
Oh
hanging
my
out
God,
like
how romantic.
yeah, no, for real.
I like
if,
that.
If I can't
No, but
enjoy,
it's
if we
true.
can't enjoy each other's company, just having a meal or coffee or drinks, then like skydiving or going to the zoo, that like
That's
that
actually-
clouds the actual interaction.
That's really true. That's why like bachelor couples don't last. Because they're doing these like novel, they're skydiving.
yeah, you
they're
don't love
climbing
him.
on
You just
buildings.
loved skydiving.
Yeah, you're
and he
doing
was next
fun
to you.
activities. But if you take away all the distractions,
behind
and it's
you.
like, could I
Sure.
just sit with you?
Or strapped to you.
Which is my ideal situation.
No, but that's a really good point. Like if you take away, if you strip all of the stuff and
Yes.
it's just the two of you enjoying each other, maybe with some scrambled eggs, then
Yeah, I
you're
want to be able
compatible.
to like vibe and have fun like that. You know, these elaborate dates. If you don't vibe off the bat, then we're like fucking rock climbing for 3 more hours. Like you don't want to be on a wall and be like, this person sucks.
Yeah, it's when you just let go. Like
Yeah, like this was great. Nah, I can't do this anymore.
That's actually my ideal
Nah.
date. You're a beautiful, like, dying off a cliff person. Like, your
What?
face was just so stunning.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, great, let's go rock climbing. But, like, don't fall. Never mind.
I mean,
I rescind.
this was so
Thanks for having me. No,
delightful.
this was fun to
No,
do.
this was so delightful.
Yeah.
Like, come back anytime.
Thank you,
whether
guys. Thank you.
are, I mean, we all learned about breakfast dates today. I feel
Yeah.
like that's our biggest takeaway.
Uh-huh.
What else did we learn today? I don't even know.
That Fahim is
dates.
very busy.
Fahim is
I'm a
very
busy guy.
very funny, You can find him on the apps.
Find me on the apps.
Plug your socials. Where else can you find Fahim?
So Instagram, Fahim Anwar, Twitter, X, whatever, Fahim Anwar,
X.
YouTube /Fahim Anwar.
Oh, and you want to set the record straight on your birthday.
My birthday's March 21st.
You guys, Google is wrong.
If you work at Google, fix it. Check out my special. It's called Hat Trick. Just type in Hat Trick Fahim Anwar. It'll pop up.
It's really fun.
And I'm performing in LA all the time. And then you guys, anytime you want to come
to
the Comedy Store. Yeah, I'd love to have you.
We'd love to.
Yeah.
Yay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time. Bye.